History is full of firsts.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Many of those firsts shaped our way of life. For 70 years, KPRC Channel 2 has been proud to be pioneers in shaping television and Houston history.
In a state the size of Texas, I hope everyone can enjoy.
Causing the storms Thursday.
Minutes before 9 o'clock, the crew's here telling you.
This is the first time in a long they haven't let it. Send us some of your pick.
Isn't it good to work for a place that has a sense of history? And indeed it is.
See, taking the president from Spring to College Station follows.
If you have something you'd like Channel 2 Investigates to check out, call the tip line at 713-223-TIPS or email investigates@click2houston.com. Live from KPRC, this is Channel 2 News at 4.
Now a full video of a fight between a Baytown police officer and a man at a gas station going viral. What Baytown police say sparked it.
And the frightening moments for students and parents at this HISD school. What the district is saying about an online threat that forced a lockdown.
We will have that in minutes, but we want to begin with breaking news out of Rosenberg, where a worker has died after a trench collapse.
This scene is unfolding near FM 2218 between Bryan Road and Danziger Road. Channel 2's Sion Rhodes is joining us live with the latest. Sion?
And investigators say this appears to be a very tragic accident that happened here, and it does still have this intersection set down. I'm going to step out of the way so you can get a better look at how things are developing right now. Rosenberg police say they got a call at 12:23 this afternoon about a possible trench collapse. They were on scene within 5 minutes of that report. They say that a contractor for AT&T installing lines in an 8-foot by 5-foot ditch when the dirt collapsed around him. The Fort Bend County Technical Rescue Crew was called in, but unfortunately the worker passed away as a result of this work that investigators say can be very, very dangerous.
Anything can happen. Dirt can move very quickly, especially when it's wet or if you're working in loose sand, which is why we take safety very seriously when we respond to these incidents, which is why we had almost 30 first responders here to make sure that we were safe in what we were doing as well.
And of course, you do know that there has been rain the last several days, so they're going to look and see if weather played a factor in this accident. Police have not yet released the identity of the worker involved, pending additional notifications of family members. Rosenberg Police, the lead agency on this, but they have called in OSHA to investigate as well. Reporting live in Rosenberg, Sion Rhodes, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
More breaking news after a police chase ends with this head-on crash in southeast Houston. Now we are hearing from the innocent driver caught in the middle. It started on Dixie Drive and ended about 2 miles away near Old Spanish Trail and Cullen Boulevard. Our Taisha Walker is live there now, where she just spoke with the innocent driver. Taisha.
Keith, yeah, that chase ended right over there in that median with the suspect crashing into another vehicle. Let's get to video of what the scene looks like since it cleared a short time ago. We know that Houston police tell us that they were trying to pull over a gray car in the 3400 block of Dixie Drive. The car took off and led police on that 2-mile chase about 5 minutes down to this intersection where we are now. The suspect ended up crashing into a silver SUV. The driver of that SUV tells me that he saw the car coming over the hill and didn't have much time to react. Take a listen.
The last thing I remember, he was swerving and I was swerving and trying to avoid each other. and there just wasn't enough room. There was another vehicle on my right side, so I couldn't go that way to get out of his way completely.
And that driver did show us that he had a few bruises on his wrist from where the airbags in his car hit him. We do know that the other driver, the one that led police on that chase, was taken into custody. It's still unclear. We're still trying to get this confirmed as to why they were chasing that person to begin with. Reporting live in Southeast Houston, Taisha Walker, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Taisha, thank you. More breaking news now. KPRC 2 Investigates is looking into the death of a contractor at the ExxonMobil complex in Baytown. Firefighters responded to the complex on Bayway Drive yesterday. That worker later died at the hospital. The Harris County medical examiner was called in to investigate. ExxonMobil says the contractor was employed by Contact Control Services. We have reached out to ExxonMobil and OSHA for more details about what exactly happened. When we find out, we will let you know.
An anonymous tip has led to the end of a search for a man police are calling a serial rapist. Brandon J. Carter is accused of sexually assaulting multiple women, targeting them at apartment complexes in 2 parts of town. Members of the Gulf Coast Violent Offenders Task Force took him into custody. That arrest happened at an apartment in Spring following an anonymous tip to Houston Crime Stoppers.
Terrifying moments at a Houston ISD school today. Students at Sam Houston Math, Science and Technology Center High School were sent home early following a social media threat. We have just received word from the district that an arrest has been made in this case. Sky 2 flew over the school earlier today where parents were seen picking up their students. An HISD trustee says the person who made the threat is a former student. New at 4, a fight involving a Baytown police officer and a man who had just been released from custody is caught on camera. The fight happened at a convenience store not far from where the man is in this video was released. Channel 2's Bill Barajas is joining us live in Baytown with what police are saying about this incident. Bill?
Well, this is where that fight took place yesterday. Baytown police said the man had just been released from jail. He walked about a block here to this gas station and immediately had another run-in with law enforcement. The video captures the exact moment the fight begins. The officer can be seen reaching for 59-year-old James Liberto. Liberto is accused of throwing his coffee at the officer as he was being pulled from the store.
That is what kind of preempted the officer striking the suspect several times in the face or in the head.
The suspect is eventually taken to the ground. The struggle continues, though, until the officer deploys his canine.
He remotely deployed his canine, so the canine came on into the store, and they were able to take the suspect down.
The store clerk did not want to go on camera, but said he was the one who called 911. He claims Liberto was refusing to pay for several items.
Sure, at that point, he's creating problems inside the store, so we're trying to remove him from the store.
Police say this was Liberto's third run-in with the law just this month. He was arrested on Sunday and again Monday for public intoxication.
This particular suspect had just been released from our jail just minutes before he went down to the store. When we tried to release him from our jail, he wouldn't even comply with that. And he winds up in the lobby of our jail, pulling the fire alarm and then running out.
Liberto has been taken to the Harris County Jail. He is being charged with aggravated assault on a peace officer. And that officer involved is expected to be okay. We're told there will be an internal investigation, but that officer, a 14-year veteran, is expected back on the streets tomorrow. Live in Deer Park, Bill Barajas, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
All right, Bill, thank you, sir. A little bit of good news for drivers who've been dealing with weekend construction closures on the West Loop near the Southwest Freeway. Going forward, I-610 West Loop at that area will only be closed overnight. That will start this Friday at 9 p.m. All main lanes will reopen each morning at 5 a.m. The previous 2 weekends had been shut down continually until Monday morning. All right, to our weather now. My goodness, a day that brought more rain in our area, more
We were
dreariness.
asking where winter was.
Yeah.
It showed up, Frank, and now we're longing for the nicer sunny days.
I know, and I'm going to give you a little bit of winter as we head toward the weekend. How about that? At least in terms of temperature. I know, right? That's not your favorite. Hey, there's some good news. Look, you can see downtown.
Barely.
But you couldn't see it all. Yes, you couldn't even see any of this. All right, Triangle Energy Camera temperatures on the cool side. 51 in Tomball right now. Northwest winds continue across the frosty area, 52 in Sugar Land, 60, one of the warmer spots in Galveston right now. So this rain, such as it was, not on the heavy side, and getting out of here, Galveston's still a little drippy down there. You've had about a quarter to a half inch of rain, especially Galveston County up through Chambers County. Most of us, much less than that. If you've seen a quarter of an inch, you've been one of the few. Up north, look at that snow. They haven't had a lot of snow up that way, but they're going to get some. Winter weather expected. Blizzard warnings in Minnesota and flash flood problems continue, especially it looks like in parts of Kentucky right now. So they are under that. In the meantime, this high pressure continues to build in, and it brings in some really cool weather as we head into Valentine's morning. So slow clearing tonight. Mr. Sun's Thursday triumph to show you. That's straight ahead. And a frosty Valentine's weather, at least for the morning. I said frost, Christine.
All right, Frank, thank you. And you can track the temperatures at home wherever you are. Just download Frank's free forecast weather app. It's a great resource. Just search KPRC in your app store.
We continue to follow a developing story in Sugar Land. A mother and son found dead in their home. The father found dead in San Marcos. As police investigate what led to their untimely deaths, the community is trying to cope with the tragedy. Authorities say the father, Richard Logan, died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound in San Marcos. When officers went to the Sugar Land home for a welfare check yesterday, that's when they discovered Diana and 11-year-old Aaron shot to death. Richard was a missions pastor with the River Point Church.
This was so unpredictable, and we knew the Logans very, very well. And something like this, their death, as tragic as it is just something you cannot predict or foresee.
Now, authorities have not ruled this a double murder-suicide. They are still in the process of gathering evidence in this death investigation.
A man convicted of killing an 8-year-old girl in Fort Bend County could soon learn his punishment. This afternoon, jurors are deliberating the punishment phase for Jacoby Payton. Yesterday, he was found guilty of killing 8-year-old Damari Atkins. Payton faces 5 years to life in prison for his role in her murder. Atkins was asleep in the back seat of her mother's car when she was shot and killed after a wreck back in 2017. It happened near the intersection of Fuquay and the Beltway. When a decision is reached, we will update you on air and online.
The death toll surrounding the coronavirus continues to grow. Now on Capitol Hill, lawmakers are expressing concerns about U.S. preparedness. 13 people across 6 states have tested positive for the virus, though none of the cases have been fatal. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has screened more than 30,000 people traveling from China. Health officials say there have been more than 45,000 confirmed cases across the globe, with more than 1,100 deaths.
The New Hampshire primary is over, but the race for the Democratic presidential nomination is heating up with some surprises and new frontrunners. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders came out on top with 26% of the vote. He finished just ahead of former South Bend, Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg. Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar came in third with 20%. The slimness of Sanders' victory, along with the tight result in the Iowa caucuses, strengthens the case that we may very well be heading towards a contested convention. Meanwhile, Democrat Deval Patrick has announced that he is suspending his presidential campaign. The announcement comes a day after the former Massachusetts governor finished 9th in the New Hampshire primary. Entrepreneur Andrew Yang and Colorado Senator Michael Bennet also dropped out of the race following similar results. The fallout from prosecutors resigning in the case against Roger Stone.
Coming up, the reaction to the Justice Department asking for less jail time for President Trump's longtime advisor.
And this man is accused of moving into a house that was not his. How far deputies say that he went to make himself right at home.
And it's 10 minutes after the hour. We want to give you a look at some of your traffic right now. Things are looking decent in most directions. Just half an hour to get to Katy from downtown Houston on the Katy Freeway. If you're going down to Sugar Land on the Southwest Freeway, a little less than 30 minutes up to Kingwood on 59 in the other direction. It's going to take you just over half an hour on downtown Houston.
.com today.
We're following breaking news related to the Harding Street raid. The Harris County District Attorney announcing that a Houston man sentenced to 10 months behind bars based on the testimony of former HPD officer Gerald Goins is actually innocent. Steve Mallett is the second person tied to Goins that has been declared innocent by Kim Ogg. The DA's office said it has agreed to find relief based on actual innocence, false evidence, and an involuntary plea. Mallett's brother, who he was arrested with, also has been found innocent. After the botched raid, the DA initiated a review of cases that Goins and his squad worked over the last 5 years. A suspected squatter in Michigan facing some possible jail time.
Deputies in Charlevoix County say that he was arrested after he was found living inside of a seasonal home that was not his. They say Jeffrey Denius moved some of the owner's furniture out of the house and then moved some of his own furniture in. The accused squatter also changed the locks and put up a new mailbox. According to Sheriff's Office, Donius also cased other properties. He has been charged with home invasion.
Okay, talk about making yourself at home.
I mean,
somebody else's home.
That's not what we like.
Unwelcome guest for sure.
Absolutely. How did you know Charlevoix? I would never have guessed.
I'm a Michigan native. Yeah, that's up north.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's spelled Charlevoix.
Voir with an X, I know. It sounds fancy.
Yeah. All right, speaking of fancy, look at this cloud. That's a nice little roll cloud coming in there this morning. I know, pretty shot there. Not much rain. Did you see any yours?
A little bit, yeah. The wipers went a little bit, yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
So nothing too serious, just a bit of a slowdown for the commutes to this afternoon. Not too bad so far. Pollen counts, moderate to nothing to moderate for mold spores. Air quality is good. We can at least see downtown. Try your energy camera right now at 54, little 9-mile-an-hour wind right out of the northwest. So it's going to stay on the cool side and just get cooler as the winds calm down, which will be Friday morning. There's a look at Galveston right now. You can see that's where we're still finding the rain. See the windshield wipers there on Seawall Boulevard. So still a bit drippy there at the coast. 60 degrees, humidity 90%. And in fact, right there in the low in the mid 50s, generally everywhere, some upper 40s, right at 60, 64 in Anahuac, but the humidity everywhere, 88, 90, 100%. So it's still fairly thick out there and damp, although it's trying to clear in terms of the rain getting out of here. It's going to take it the better part of the evening for the clouds to follow suit, but we'll wake up to nice skies tomorrow morning, that's for sure. There's the northwest wind, 9, 12, 6 miles an hour. Exact track radar still, there's the rain, as you just saw there on the island. A little spotty shower or two into parts of Harris County. All this is going to continue to move on out of here. So there's the cloud line. As we get to midnight, it looks like it's looking pretty good. And then I think we'll see a lot of sunshine tomorrow and right on into Friday. In fact, high pressure is building in, so we'll be in good shape. But the temperatures, that's going to be a little different. So we've got mid 50s right now, and we're going to continue to see those numbers fall tomorrow into the mid 40s. So we'll wake up to 46 degrees for tomorrow morning, give or take. And then we get into the afternoon. It still stays on the cool side. So grab a jacket, maybe up to 60. And even with full sunshine, that's as warm as it's going to get. And then high pressure right over the area sends those numbers with a quiet, calm air right down to the frosty numbers. 34 Cleveland, Huntsville, College Station, Brenham, Columbus, outlying areas could certainly almost touch freezing. Some of you may get there. I don't think we're going to have a big freeze anywhere, but low 30s is certainly enough for a little frost. In town, 40, 41, upper 30s, but a cool one to wake up to on Valentine's morning. But that's good, right? So you have somebody to snuggle with, even if it's your pillow or your dog. At least it makes you feel like you want to snuggle. Here's a look at that front moving out of here. High pressure's in control. That's what's going to continue to move in. So sunshine as we go into the weekend. There's the high right over the area on Friday. And then as we get into Saturday, a little bit of a return flow comes in. So we start to see more cloud cover. A marginal rain chance on Sunday. I'm going to pause it there, just because this area, 4 days out now, is close enough to us that we may see, at least at the coast, a little shower. And then the next front starts to move our way as we move into next week. So the power planner looks pretty good. We're going to see clearing skies slowly but surely, 50s and 40s, only a 10% chance for a shower. Tonight's haircast continues to look better. And then the temperatures are what's the cool side, 46 to 38 for Thursday and Friday. Mardi Gras begins. We got a nice one for the Gambrinus Parade on Saturday. A lot going on there. The Roughnecks on Sunday. President's Day, 20% chance, and this 20 is really just scraping, like I showed you, that little bit of a rain chance. 40 on Tuesday, then this front Wednesday, and just 20, 30% Wednesday, Thursday, and clearing it out and warming it up a tad as we go into the second weekend of Mardi Gras, that Friday and Saturday. So it gets a little better and better as we get in. It's almost exactly like this week, where it's kind of messy Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and maybe into parts of Thursday, but then it looks good for the weekend.
All right, as long as we can
take
party.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as we can party. You betcha.
All right, Frank, thank you.
All right, coming up, a new reason to head to the course and play some golf, why it could benefit your health later in life.
I hear men going, see, honey, see, and a new reason why pregnant women should stay away from low-calorie sweeteners.
NBC.
Topping our health headlines, low-calorie sweeteners may not be the best option for pregnant women.
Researchers in Canada say that it can affect your unborn child's health. The University of Calgary found mothers who use low-calorie sweeteners while they're pregnant showed higher body fat and changes to the microbes in their gut. That can lead to serious health risks and a variety of diseases for your child early in life.
The shingles vaccine may help lower the risk for stroke. The CDC reviewed the health records for more than 2 million Medicare recipients. They found that receiving the shingles vaccine lowered the risk of stroke by about 16%. The vaccine's protection was strongest among people ages 66 to 79 years old. The shingles vaccine is recommended for people ages 50 and older.
All right, looking to improve your health later on in life? Why not go hit the greens? Researchers at the University of Missouri looked at 10 years of data from almost 5,900 older adults. They found those who played golf at least once a month were less likely to suffer a stroke or have a heart attack. This is compared to those who did not play. Scientists say golf could be good for older adults because it offers stress relief and relaxation, and it is not as strenuous as other activities.
Sounds like a good excuse to me.
Yeah, well, the happiest place on earth just got a little more expensive. How much passes to Disney theme parks were not going to cost?
And a consumer alert from Honda, the safety issue that has the automaker recalling thousands of minivans.
And 4:22 on this afternoon, let's check the traffic out there. If you're heading up to the Woodlands on the North Freeway, it's going to take you 38 minutes from downtown Houston. If you're heading west towards Katy, it's looking at 34-minute drive on the Katy Freeway and just over 20 minutes on 288 down to Pearland. A consumer alert to pass along. Honda is recalling more than 200,000 minivans.
It's due to a wiring issue that could turn dangerous for drivers. The recall covers 2018 to 2020 Odyssey EXL, Touring, and Elite minivans. Honda says the wiring harness running to a power outlet may have been damaged during manufacturing. That can cause a short circuit, which could start a fire. The company has 3 reports of fires, but no one was hurt. Honda will offer to reroute and cover the wiring or replace it altogether. All right, Disney raising prices on annual passes at its theme parks.
For Disneyland in California, the most expensive one-day park hopper ticket will cost more than $200 for the first time ever. At Walt Disney World in Florida, the weekday select pass will go up $20 to $369 per person. Disney last raised the price of most of its annual passes in June of last year.
All right, forget about those I voted stickers. A high school senior wants you to wear a dress that shows you headed to a poll.
Coming up, how the teen is being honored for this unique design. And Boston Market wants to help you show love on Valentine's Day. The new offer that could warm a heart and satisfy a meat lover's cravings.